few names resonate as powerfully as Michael Jackson, the king of pop, as he was affectionately known. This icon captivated audiences with his mesmerizing performances and iconic music.
I don't think people understand the other side that comes with it. So they're so quick to call you strange and weird. But it's almost as if you're forced to be different because it's not normal.
However, behind the glitz and glamour lies a tale shrouded in mystery and controversy. On June 25, 2009, the world was stunned by the untimely death of Michael Jackson. While his passing was officially attributed to cardiac arrest, it sparked a whirlwind of conspiracy theories that continue to intrigue and bewilder to this day. Today, I'll explore the shocking conspiracy theories that have emerged in the aftermath. The death of Michael Jackson. In the months leading up to his death, Michael Jackson was preparing for a highly anticipated series of comeback concerts titled This Is It. The world eagerly awaited the return of the king of pop, who had been absent from the stage for several years. However, behind the scenes, Jackson was grappling with a myriad of personal struggles that would ultimately contribute to his tragic demise. One of the most significant challenges Jackson faced was his ongoing battle with insomnia. For years, he had struggled to get a good night's sleep, often resorting to various medications to help him find rest. His sleep deprivation took a toll on his physical and mental well-being, leaving him exhausted and desperate for a solution. Enter Dr. Conrad Murray, a cardiologist who had been hired as Jackson's personal physician. Murray was tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that Jackson could get the rest he so desperately needed. To achieve this, he began administering a powerful sedative called propofol, which is typically used in hospital settings for anesthesia. This potent drug would become a central figure in the events that unfolded. As preparations for the This Is It concerts intensified, so did the pressure on Jackson. The world watched with anticipation as he rehearsed tirelessly, determined to deliver a performance that would solidify his status as the greatest entertainer of all time. However, the immense pressure and physical demands took a toll on his already fragile health. Despite the mounting challenges, Jackson pressed on, driven by his passion for music and his desire to give his fans a show they would never forget. But behind the scenes, the toll of his grueling schedule and the weight of his personal struggles were becoming increasingly evident. As the concert dates drew nearer, reports began to surface about Jackson's deteriorating health. Rumors swirled about his frail appearance and his reliance on medications to cope with the physical and emotional demands of his comeback. Concerns were raised about the potential risks associated with the medications he was taking, particularly the use of propofol as a sleep aid. On the fateful day of June 25, 2009, tragedy struck. Dr. Conrad Murray arrived at Jackson's residence and administered the usual dose of propofol to help him sleep. However, this time, something went horribly wrong. Murray left the room briefly, only to return and find Jackson unresponsive. Despite frantic efforts to revive him, it was too late. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was pronounced dead at the hospital. The news of Jackson's death sent shockwaves around the world. Fans were devastated, unable to comprehend the loss of their beloved icon. The music industry mourned the loss of a true legend, and tributes poured in from all corners of the globe. The death of Michael Jackson sent shockwaves through the music industry and the world at large. Fans mourned the loss of a true icon, while the media frenzy surrounding his passing reached unprecedented heights. But beyond the immediate grief, the aftermath of Jackson's death would be marked by legal battles, financial disputes, and a resurgence of his music like never before. In the wake of his untimely demise, the demand for Michael Jackson's music skyrocketed. His albums flew off the shelves, and his songs dominated the charts once again. The world was reminded of the timeless appeal of his music, and a new generation of fans discovered the magic that made him the king of pop. Jackson's record sales soared, with his albums occupying multiple spots on charts around the world. In the United States, he became the first artist to sell over 1 million downloads in a single week. The music industry, recognizing the enduring popularity of Michael Jackson's catalog, seized the opportunity. Sony Music Entertainment struck a multi-billion-dollar deal for the distribution rights to his recordings, solidifying his status as a posthumous powerhouse. The deal ensured that Jackson's music would continue to captivate audiences for years to come, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest artists of all time. However, amidst the commercial success and renewed interest in his music, legal battles ensued. Jackson's family filed lawsuits against his concert promoter, AEG Live, alleging negligence in his medical care. They claimed that the company had failed to adequately monitor Jackson's health and had pushed him beyond his limits, contributing to his untimely death. The battle over Jackson's estate also took center stage. With an estimated net worth of hundreds of millions of dollars, his assets became the subject of intense scrutiny and contention. The question of who would inherit his fortune and control his artistic legacy became a fiercely contested matter. Jackson's will, which named his mother Katherine Jackson as the guardian of his children and the executor of his estate, faced challenges and disputes from various parties. As the legal battles raged on, the public's attention remained fixated on the legacy of the King of Pop. Tributes and memorial gatherings were held in various locations around the world, as fans sought solace in coming together to celebrate his life and music. Artists from all genres paid homage to Jackson, incorporating his songs into their performances as a testament to his enduring influence. Madonna, U2, and Beyoncé were among the many who honored him on stage, while a tribute album featuring members of Iron Maiden, Kiss, and Guns N' Roses was released, showcasing the breadth of his impact on the music industry. Even world leaders took notice of Jackson's passing. U.S. President Barack Obama sent a letter of condolence to the Jackson family, acknowledging the profound impact of his music and his cultural significance. Former South African President Nelson Mandela also expressed his condolences, recognizing the global reach of Jackson's artistry. However, the death of Michael Jackson has been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories, fueling speculation and intrigue long after his passing. One of the most persistent conspiracy theories surrounding Michael Jackson's death is the belief that he faked his own demise. According to this theory, Jackson orchestrated an elaborate plan to escape the pressures of fame and financial troubles. Supporters of this theory point to alleged inconsistencies in the official narrative, such as the lack of a public viewing of Jackson's body and the secrecy surrounding his burial. However, the post-mortem report conclusively confirmed that the body found was indeed that of Michael Jackson, dispelling any doubts about the authenticity of his death. In the aftermath of Jackson's death, there were purported sightings of him in various locations around the world. These sightings fueled speculation that Jackson had successfully disappeared and was living in seclusion. One such claim suggested that Jackson was spotted crossing the border from California to Mexico. However, despite these alleged sightings, no credible evidence or eyewitness accounts have emerged to substantiate these claims. It is important to approach such sightings with skepticism, as they often lack concrete proof and can be easily attributed to look-alike individuals or mistaken identities. Another conspiracy theory that gained traction is the belief that Michael Jackson was murdered. His only daughter, Paris, has publicly expressed her belief that her father's death was not due to natural causes. In an interview, she stated that she believed Jackson's 2009 death due to cardiac arrest was a setup. However, it is crucial to note that these claims are based on personal beliefs and have not been substantiated by any concrete evidence. The official cause of Jackson's death, as determined by the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner coroner, was acute propofol intoxication. The circumstances surrounding Jackson's death raised questions about his use of prescription drugs and his overall health. Reports indicated that he had a history of drug addiction and was heavily dependent on medication to cope with his physical and emotional struggles. Dr. Conrad Murray, Jackson's personal physician, was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter for administering the fatal dose of propofol. While Murray's conviction supports the theory that Jackson's death was not a natural occurrence, it does not provide evidence to support the claim of murder. Conspiracy theories often arise in the wake of high-profile deaths, fueled by a combination of speculation, misinformation, and a desire to uncover hidden truths. While it is natural for fans to seek answers and make sense of a tragic loss, it is important to approach these theories with critical thinking and rely on credible evidence. The official investigation into Jackson's death involved the Los Angeles Police Department and the Drug Enforcement Administration, ensuring a thorough examination of the circumstances surrounding his demise. In conclusion, the conspiracy theories surrounding Michael Jackson's death continue to captivate the public's imagination. From claims that he faked his own death to alleged sightings and beliefs that he was murdered, these theories reflect the enduring fascination with the enigmatic figure that was the King of Pop. However, it is crucial to separate fact from fiction and rely on credible evidence when examining these theories. The official cause of Jackson's death was acute propofol intoxication, and the legal proceedings surrounding his physician's involvement provide insight into the events leading up to his tragic demise. Dr. Conrad Murray, Jackson's personal physician, became a central figure in the investigation. It was revealed that Murray had been administering propofol, a potent sedative typically used in hospital settings to help Jackson sleep. The investigation into Jackson's death ultimately led to the conviction of Dr. Conrad Murray. He was charged with involuntary manslaughter for his role in administering the fatal dose of propofol. The trial that followed was a spectacle, revealing shocking details about the events leading up to Jackson's tragic demise and the extent of Murray's involvement. The prosecution argued that Murray had acted with gross negligence by administering propofol in a home setting without proper monitoring equipment or emergency protocols in place. The defense, on the other hand, claimed that Jackson had self-administered the fatal dose, pointing to his history of drug abuse. After a highly publicized trial, Murray was found guilty and sentenced to 4 years in prison. However, the legal consequences were met with mixed reactions. Some believed that justice had been served, while others felt that the punishment was not severe enough for the loss of such an iconic figure. In the days following Michael Jackson's death, fans around the world mourned the loss of their beloved icon. In Detroit, where Jackson's career began, the Motown Museum became a gathering place for mourners who came together to pay their respects and share share their memories of the King of Pop. In Gary, Indiana, his childhood home, a small crowd gathered outside, and the flag on City Hall was flown at half-staff as a tribute to their hometown hero. Fans in Hollywood initially gathered around the Walk of Fame star of another Michael Jackson, as they were unable to access Jackson's star, which had been temporarily covered for a film premiere. The outpouring of love and grief was felt across continents, as tributes and memorial gatherings were held in Japan, the United Kingdom, Russia, and France. In conclusion, the death of Michael Jackson had a profound impact on his fans and the music industry. The global tributes, the incorporation of his songs into performances by other artists, and the continued celebration of his music and legacy serve as a testament to his enduring influence. While his untimely passing left a void that can never be filled, his music and the magic he brought to the world will continue to captivate and inspire for generations to come. The life of Michael Jackson. Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana. He was the seventh of 9 children in the Jackson family. From a young age, it was clear that Michael possessed an extraordinary talent. His father, Joseph Jackson, recognized his potential and formed a musical group with his sons, known as the Jackson 5. The Jackson 5 consisted of Michael and his older brothers, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon. They began performing in local talent shows and clubs, captivating audiences with their harmonious voices and synchronized dance moves. Michael, even at a tender age, stood out as the lead vocalist, with a voice that belied his years. In 1968, the Jackson 5 signed a record deal with Motown Records, catapulting them into the national spotlight. Their debut single, I Want You Back, released in 1969, became an instant hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. This was followed by a string of successful singles, including ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There. Michael's talent as a performer was evident in every aspect of his stage presence. His voice possessed a soulful quality that resonated with audiences of all ages. His dance moves were electrifying, showcasing his natural ability to captivate and entertain. Michael's energy and charisma were unparalleled, and he quickly became the group's standout member. As the Jackson 5's popularity soared, they embarked on national and international tours, performing to sold-out arenas and stadiums. Their infectious blend of pop, soul, and R&B appealed to a wide range of listeners, breaking down racial barriers in the music industry. Michael, with his youthful charm and undeniable talent, became a teen idol, adored by fans around the world. In addition to their musical success, the Jackson 5 also made appearances on popular television shows, such as The Ed Sullivan Show and Soul Train. They became a cultural phenomenon, with their music dominating the airwaves and their faces gracing magazine covers. However, as Michael grew older, he began to feel constrained by the group's image and the control exerted by his father. He yearned for creative freedom and sought to establish himself as a solo artist. In 1979, at the age of 21, Michael released his first solo album, Off the Wall, under the guidance of legendary producer Quincy Jones. Off the Wall showcased Michael's versatility as an artist, blending elements of pop, disco, and funk. The album spawned 4 top 10 singles, including Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. It was a critical and commercial success, earning Michael his first Grammy Award. Buoyed by the success of his solo venture, Michael continued to explore his artistic boundaries. In 1982, he released his groundbreaking album, Thriller. Produced by Quincy Jones, Thriller became a cultural phenomenon, shattering records and redefining the music industry. The album's lead single, Billie Jean, topped the charts worldwide and introduced audiences to Michael's signature dance move, the moonwalk. The music video for Thriller was a cinematic masterpiece, revolutionizing the medium and setting a new standard for music videos. With its infectious melodies, innovative production, and captivating visuals, Thriller became the best-selling album of all time, with estimated sales exceeding 66 million copies in the United States alone. Michael's success as a solo artist propelled him to unprecedented heights. He became a global superstar, adored by millions for his talent, charisma, and humanitarian efforts. His influence extended beyond the music industry, as he popularized street dance moves like the moonwalk and the robot through his electrifying stage performances and iconic music videos. The 1990s marked another significant chapter in Michael Jackson's career, with the release of his album Dangerous and his continued philanthropic efforts. Despite the controversies and personal struggles he faced during this time, Michael's talent and dedication to his craft remained unwavering. In 1991, Michael released his 8th studio album, Dangerous. The album showcased his continued evolution as an artist, pushing the boundaries of his sound and incorporating elements of new jack swing, hip-hop, and rock. Dangerous was a commercial success, debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart and spawning several hit singles, including Black or White, Remember the Time, and In the Closet. The album's lead single, Black or White, was accompanied by a groundbreaking music video that addressed themes of racial harmony and unity. Directed by John Landis, the video featured a diverse cast and and cutting-edge visual effects. It became one of the most watched music videos in history, further solidifying Michael's status as a pioneer in the medium. In the later years of his life, Michael Jackson faced both triumphs and tragedies as he prepared for a highly anticipated comeback tour and tragically met his untimely demise. These final chapters of his life were marked by a mix of excitement, anticipation, and profound sorrow. Michael Jackson's influence on popular culture is immeasurable. Throughout his career, he made significant contributions to music, dance, and fashion, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. In the realm of music, Michael's artistry knew no bounds. He possessed a vocal range that spanned multiple octaves, allowing him to effortlessly transition between smooth ballads and high-energy anthems. His unique vocal style, influenced by musicians like James Brown and Diana Ross, set him apart from his contemporaries. Michael's music explored various genres, including pop, soul, R&B, funk, and rock. He seamlessly blended these styles to create a sound that was uniquely his own. His albums, from Off the Wall to Dangerous and Beyond, showcased his versatility as an artist and his ability to evolve with the changing musical landscape. But it wasn't just his music that captivated audiences. It was also his electrifying dance moves. Michael's stage performances were a spectacle to behold. He revolutionized the art of dance, infusing it with his own innovative style and precision. His iconic dance moves, such as the moonwalk, the robot, and the lean, became cultural phenomena and are still emulated by dancers around the world. Michael's commitment to perfection was evident in every aspect of his performances. He spent countless hours rehearsing and refining his routines, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. His attention to detail and his ability to seamlessly synchronize his movements with his music set a new standard for live performances. Michael Jackson's impact on popular culture and the music industry is immeasurable. Even after his passing, his legacy as a cultural icon and his continued influence on music remain as powerful as ever. As the king of pop, Michael revolutionized the music industry with his groundbreaking sound, electrifying performances, and innovative music videos. His albums, such as Thriller, Bad, and Off the Wall, continue to be celebrated as masterpieces that have stood the test of time. Michael's music broke down racial barriers and transcended genres, appealing to a diverse range of listeners. His infectious melodies, soulful vocals, and catchy hooks captivated audiences around the world. His ability to connect with people through his music was unparalleled, and his songs continue to resonate with fans of all ages. Beyond his musical contributions, Michael's impact on popular culture extended to his iconic dance moves. The moonwalk, the robot, and his precise choreography became cultural phenomena, inspiring generations of dancers and performers. His influence can be seen in the work of countless artists who have emulated his style and paid homage to his groundbreaking moves. Michael's fashion choices also left an indelible mark on popular culture. His signature fedora, military-inspired jackets, and single-sequined glove became iconic symbols of his unique style. His fashion statements continue to inspire trends and influence the world of fashion. Michael's influence on the music industry extends far beyond his own success. He paved the way for future generations of artists, breaking down barriers and challenging norms. His innovative music videos set new standards for the medium, combining storytelling, visual effects, and intricate choreography. Artists across various genres have cited Michael Jackson as a major influence on their own work. His impact can be seen in the performances and music videos of artists such as Beyoncé, Justin Timberlake, Usher, and Chris Brown, among many others. His legacy lives on through the artists he inspired, who continue to carry his influence into the future. Controversies and conspiracies. Michael Jackson faced a barrage of controversies throughout his career that left a lasting impact on his public image. From the explosive accusations of child sexual abuse in the 1990s, which led to a controversial financial settlement reached between Jackson and the Chandlers in 1994, to the mysterious transformation of his skin color, Jackson's life was a constant subject of speculation and fascination. In the early 1990s, the world was rocked by shocking allegations of child sexual abuse against the king of pop, Michael Jackson. It all began in 1993 when Evan Chandler, a dentist and screenwriter, accused Jackson of sexually abusing his 13-year-old son, Jordan Chandler. At first, the Chandlers seemed to have a friendly relationship with Jackson. In fact, Evan Chandler encouraged the friendship between his son and the music icon. However, as time went on, Chandler's suspicions grew, leading to a dramatic turn of events. Seeking a financial settlement, Chandler approached Jackson with a demand for money. However, the two parties could not agree on an amount, and negotiations quickly turned sour. Frustrated with the impasse, Chandler decided to take matters into his own hands. Jordan Chandler, under the guidance of his father, told a psychiatrist and the police that Jackson had sexually abused him. This revelation triggered a full-scale investigation into the allegations, sending shockwaves throughout the entertainment industry and beyond. Jackson's legal team vehemently denied the accusations, claiming that Chandler was attempting to extort the music icon. They argued that the allegations were nothing more than a ploy to secure a substantial financial settlement. Jackson himself maintained his innocence, insisting that he would fight to clear his name. As the investigation unfolded, the media circus surrounding the case reached a fever pitch. Tabloid headlines screamed with sensationalism, painting Jackson as a guilty predator. Unflattering photographs were published, further fueling the public's perception of his guilt. Despite the negative portrayal in the media, Jackson had his fair share of supporters. His sister, LaToya Jackson, publicly defended him, stating that she believed in his innocence. Even his then-wife, Lisa Marie Presley, stood by his side, offering unwavering support during this tumultuous time. The investigation into the allegations involved interviews with Jackson's staff and other children who had spent time with him. Some children, like Brett Barnes and Wade Robson, admitted to sharing a bed with Jackson, but vehemently denied any sexual abuse. However, the investigation was not without controversy. There were complaints about aggressive investigative techniques employed by the police, which some argued may have influenced the testimonies of the children involved. In 1994, a year after the allegations surfaced, Jackson and the Chandlers reached a financial settlement. The terms of the settlement were kept confidential, but it was reported to be around $23 million. Many saw this settlement as an admission of guilt, while others believed it was a strategic move to avoid a lengthy and costly trial. It's important to note that the settlement did not affect the ongoing criminal investigation. Despite the financial resolution, no criminal charges were ever filed against Jackson. The investigation involved 2 grand juries and more than 400 people interviewed over a period of 13 months. However, the lack of physical evidence and the refusal of key witnesses to testify ultimately led to the closure of the investigation in 1994. The 1993 child sexual abuse accusations had a profound impact on Jackson's career and public image. He faced boycotts, lost commercial partnerships, and had projects canceled. His album History, released after the allegations, reflected his anger and hurt at the media's portrayal of him. The 1993 child sexual abuse allegations against Michael Jackson had a seismic impact on his public image and commercial standing. Overnight, the once revered king of pop found himself at the center of a media storm that threatened to tarnish his legacy forever. Following the explosive accusations, several endorsement deals were canceled as companies sought to distance themselves from the controversy surrounding Jackson. Brands that had once eagerly aligned themselves with the music icon now feared the potential backlash from associating with someone accused of such heinous crimes. The media coverage of the allegations portrayed Jackson as guilty, using sensational headlines and publishing unflattering photographs. Tabloid newspapers in particular seized the opportunity to exploit the scandal, painting a damning picture of the music icon. The public, bombarded with these negative narratives, began to question their once unwavering support for Jackson. However, amidst the storm of condemnation, Jackson staunchly maintained his innocence. He vehemently denied all the allegations and accused the media of manipulating the situation to fit their own narrative. Jackson argued that he was the victim of a calculated smear campaign designed to destroy his reputation and career. In the aftermath of the allegations, Jackson faced further legal battles. In 2003, he was once again accused of child sexual abuse, this time by Gavin Arvizo, a 13-year-old cancer survivor. The accusations led to the People vs. Jackson trial in 2005. The trial was a media spectacle, with cameras capturing every moment and the public eagerly awaiting the outcome. For Jackson, it was a chance to finally clear his name and put an end to the relentless accusations that had plagued him for years. The prosecution presented their case, painting a picture of Jackson as a manipulative predator who used his fame and influence to exploit vulnerable children. They called witnesses, including Arvizo and his family, who testified against the music icon, recounting disturbing details of alleged abuse. However, the defense team fought back, vehemently denying the allegations and challenging the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses. They argued that the Arvizo family had a history of seeking financial gain through false accusations, pointing to inconsistencies in their testimonies. Throughout the trial, Jackson maintained his innocence, taking the stand to defend himself against the accusations. He spoke passionately about his love for children and his belief in their innocence. Jackson's defense team argued that he was the victim of a calculated attempt to extort money from him, using false allegations as a means to achieve their goal. After weeks of intense courtroom drama, the jury deliberated and delivered their verdict, not guilty on all charges. The news reverberated around the world, sparking a mix of relief, disbelief, and continued controversy. The verdict was seen by some as a vindication of Jackson's claims of innocence, while others questioned the fairness of the justice system. The trial had been highly publicized, and the media frenzy surrounding it had undoubtedly influenced public opinion. Despite the not guilty verdict, the trial did little to quell the controversies and conspiracies surrounding Jackson. The allegations had already left an indelible mark on his public image, and the trial only served to further polarize public opinion. Posthumously, additional allegations have been made against Jackson, further complicating the narrative surrounding his life. These allegations, coupled with the previous accusations, have continued to fuel the conspiracies and controversies that surround the King of Pop. It is important to remember that the legal system operates on the principle of innocence until proven guilty. In the case of Michael Jackson, the jury found him not guilty on all charges, and he maintained his innocence until his untimely death in 2009. In addition to the child sexual abuse allegations, Michael Jackson's life was plagued by other controversies and conspiracies that added to the enigma surrounding him. One of the most prominent topics of speculation was his changing appearance, particularly his bleached skin. Jackson's transformation from his natural brown complexion to a noticeably lighter skin tone sparked intense debate and fueled numerous theories. Some attributed his lighter skin to a skin condition called vitiligo, a condition that causes loss of pigmentation. Jackson himself publicly acknowledged his struggle with vitiligo, stating that it was the reason for his changing appearance. However, others questioned this explanation, suggesting that Jackson intentionally bleached his skin to distance himself from his African-American heritage. This theory gained traction, with critics arguing that Jackson's desire to conform to societal beauty standards led him to alter his appearance drastically. Alongside the controversy surrounding his skin, the sexual abuse allegations continued to haunt Jackson throughout his life. Despite being acquitted in the 2005 trial, the allegations left a lasting impact on his public image and fueled ongoing debates about his innocence. Conspiracy theories also emerged, suggesting that Jackson's alleged involvement with the secretive Illuminati played a role in his career and personal life. The Illuminati is believed to be a clandestine organization that controls world events and manipulates influential figures. While there is no concrete evidence linking Jackson to the Illuminati, some theorists claim that his success and influence were a result of his association with the secretive group. These conspiracies often relied on symbolism and perceived hidden messages in Jackson's music videos and performances. Some pointed to his use of occult symbols, alleged references to secret societies, and supposed hidden meanings in his lyrics as evidence of his involvement with the Illuminati. It is important to approach these controversies and conspiracies with a critical eye. While they may captivate the imagination and fuel speculation, it is crucial to separate fact from fiction. Jackson's bleached skin can be attributed to his struggle with vitiligo, a medical condition, rather than a deliberate attempt to distance himself from his racial identity. In conclusion, the controversies and conspiracies surrounding Michael Jackson have left an indelible mark on his life and legacy. From the explosive child sexual abuse allegations to the debates about his bleached skin and alleged involvement with the Illuminati, Jackson's story is one of intrigue and speculation. While the truth may never be fully known, it is important to approach these controversies with a critical eye and separate fact from fiction. Jackson's contributions to the world of music and entertainment cannot be denied, and his impact on popular culture remains influential. As we reflect on his life, let us remember the complexities of his story and the enduring legacy he has left behind. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the controversies and conspiracies surrounding Michael Jackson. Stay curious, stay informed. Thanks for watching. Click on the videos on your screen for similar content.